That works so much. I'm doing a Zoom tonight on this very shit. A lot of y'all really got to be honest with yourself, male or female. What are my behavioral patterns for, from not being raised with a father in my life? And like I said, I be knowing the stuff I be telling y'all, that I be saying on these lives because it's shit that like y'all ain't talking about. Y'all too busy online worrying about whether somebody bleach their skin or if somebody gay because they stood their ground with a lot of y'all. And I'm gonna tell y'all, women, it's so distasteful that anytime a man tries to give you some serious advice, you deem him, oh, you arguing with a bitch and now you gay. There is so much more to understand than like, people's reasons behind their sexual preference and how they operate than to just be stereotyping people based on your own ignorant ass understanding. And I'm gonna tell y'all again, some of y'all, you were never in your childhood made to respect the views and the disciplinary actions and the opinions and the perspective of a grown man. So when a grown man says something to your ass, you don't know how to do anything but cry victim, deflect, act crazy, act like somebody did something to you, or act as if there is no value in what they're saying. And this is why a lot of y'all can't maintain relationships. This is why you will forever conform to that idea of you can do good by yourself or better by yourself, or, I don't need to be in a relationship. When in all reality, if you got any piece of sense and you look at any, piece of literature on how human beings operate, we're wired by nature to coexist together, to socialize. In relation to my Zoom tonight, when you don't grow up in a space where you see a healthy example of a father figure, when you grow up and you don't see the women that raised you respecting the viewpoint or the perspectives of a man, whether he right or wrong, there's no respect for him even being able to chime in and give his opinion. Like, you will grow up and this is how you will operate and you won't even notice it. Like, if a man tries to give you any sort of constructive criticism, you won't receive it because, of course, you've been conditioned to believe that it's not valuable. Right? I'm going to tell y'all something else. Silver Queen, I fuck with Silver Queen. Like, I fuck with the older people that like, Silver Queen say she 50. Like, I fuck with the older people that like, they can embrace what I'm saying. Because it's a lot of y'all like, y'all old and you just gonna take to your grave that you just did the best you could, knowing fucking well you didn't. Like, you didn't. Like, your personal accountability be off. That's what's taking me so long to drop my second book. The fact that like the first...
Men like myself, we appreciate that because you're actually a logical thinker and you understand what's going on out here in the world, and you're aware of that. And for me as a man, watching your videos, I'm sitting there the whole time like, wow, she gets it. But when I have these discussions with other women, it's like they don't get it, or they get it, but if it's not to their liking or to their satisfaction or them just having their way, period, they don't want to get it. And you are just proof that women have good goddamn sense.
Definitely. I'm saying live in your reality, live in your flaws, live in your good points, live it within you. Everything you got going on, embrace that shit. One of the things I learned, like, when I got to a space where I'm willing to be accountable for whatever, and I became more self-aware, I was telling the people in the Zoom last night this same thing. I know when I'm being rude. I know when I'm being nice. I know when I'm giving off attitude. I know when I'm not. I know when I'm giving resting bitch face. I know when I'm not. I'm so aware of me. I know what I'm doing. And I embrace everything that I do. Rather it's a mistake, rather it's a poor choice, rather it's I know what I'm doing, meaning I'm willing to take ownership of it. Don't mean I'm perfect. What I'm talking about has nothing to do with being perfect. It has nothing to do with never making a mistake or a bad choice or, handling something wrong. It's, were you aware of what you were doing? When somebody comes back and tells you that made me feel uncomfortable, I don't agree with that, can you just accept your role in the shit and be good with it without giving these long rebuttals, without it having to be an argument, without you getting an attitude? I'ma just confront and be aware. and be accountable for my part in shit. I see people like relationships, work situations, business deals, co-parenting situations, arguments be dragging the fuck out. And see, like last night I was teaching everybody in my Zoom about, you know, HCPs. And these are high conflict people, right? And the idea is if you're not aware of this, a lot of times you'll end up being one of these people, or you're in a situation with one of them and you don't realize shit is getting drugged out. Like if we could just be accountable, even one party involved, just be accountable. The argument, the debate, the back and forth could be deaded and we could see some progress moving forward. But you can't, because you're hung up on trying to explain stuff that don't need to be explained, get your point across when it don't really matter what your point is. It matters if we just accept whatever role we played in getting it to this point and looking at some solutions. And parents in general, y'all been getting away with it for a long time. That shit need to stop. It's time to grow up. The way y'all do these kids, soon as they turn 16, 17 years old, how you force them, pushing them out into the world when you ain't giving them all the tools they need to make it, you dead wrong. You need to stop that shit. I'm gonna say this shit again and breathe, bitch. For every single one of y'all that got a motherfucking black child or an urban child, embrace what the fuck I'm saying. The way y'all start acting when these kids get 17, 16, 18 years old, like they got to hurry up and get the fuck out, which is cool. It will be cool. It will be all right if you taught them the shit they need to know to make it out here. Y'all don't teach a bitch nothing. Then you sit around and critique every move they motherfucking make, ho, but you ain't telling them about economics. All you doing is teaching them how to do what the fuck you say. Get out my refrigerator. Go sit down. You ain't teaching them about stocks and assets and real estate. You ain't teaching them, and you ain't going and seeking the knowledge for yourself. If you don't know, it's no excuses, bitch. The internet make it available to everybody. Breathe, my nigga. Breathe, bitch. It's coming from a loving place. Stop that shit. You dead wrong. You've been getting away with it for a long time. The shit ain't right. It ain't right. Don't teach the kids nothing about saving money, bill paying, how to manage emotions, how to deal with stress. That's why the fuck it be teenage suicide and all kind of shit. Motherfuckers be pregnant young because they be out here fucking looking for love in the wrong places. Because soon as they turn the age where their body start changing and shit, y'all start changing on them as parents. Oh, she being disrespectful. Oh, you did the same shit when you was younger. Pump some knowledge into that little girl. Folks, she be the same hoe you is right now. Now breathe, bitch, because I know it's bothering you. I know it is. I know it is, but it's coming from a loving motherfucking place. This the shit y'all don't talk about. When you sat around on Christmas, opening all them gifts and shit that you really couldn't afford, you never spoke on none of this shit. These generational curses that's going on. It's time for some of y'all to grow the fuck up. I know you're offended, but ain't a motherfucking lie on here being told. You ain't got to like how I look. You ain't got to like how deep my voice is. You ain't got to feel like, you know, I'm the most popular person online. Bitch, you can't discredit what the fuck I'm saying. It's what's going on. And the reason why I know it's what's going on, because I do one-on-ones day in and day out with grown people, and this shit still on them. It's still on them. The live ain't paused. I'm just letting that shit sink in. If you can be real, if you can be practical, if you can be mature, everything on here I'm saying, you'll be able to embrace it and understand it's coming from a loving place. Shit been going on too long. You ain't real if you can't be accountable for self. Ain't nothing real about you. And this is another thing too. Even if you is being accountable for self, if you don't stand for something, you will do all. You will make thirst plays. You will move in a way with across lines with family, bros, children. Like when you don't stand for something or have something to stand on, like this why I'm out here. This what I'm doing this for. This what I'm here for. You will do all kind of cap ass shit that ain't real. The problem is y'all respect money. You don't respect the process and the understanding of what the person represent that got the money. Y'all respect popularity and clout, but you don't never take the time to understand what the person with all the popularity and clout is popular and got a bunch of clout for. Yeah, if it bother you, breathe, bitch. I don't know what to tell you. These is facts. Half of y'all, your mammy ain't stand for nothing. So we knew you didn't stand a chance. Not a chance. I be on here saying some of the realest shit that it ain't cause it's coming from me that it's real cause I'm real. It's real cause it be so practical. It be so broke down in the dumbest fucking terms that a kid can understand the shit. And y'all motherfuckers will still get on here and try to like make it mean something else cause you ain't got a real bone in your body cause you don't stand for shit. Y'all get on these apps, you think people can't see certain stuff be okay if y'all do it, but if somebody else do it, then it's a problem. You can't see the wrong in nothing when it come to you or your dogs doing it, but somebody else do it. You got all the words in the world to point out. And see, y'all think real is always being right. That's why you don't never want to admit when you doing it is wrong. You always got to just highlight when somebody else doing something that you think is wrong. Real don't got a fuck thing to do with right or wrong. Nothing at all. Y'all was raised wrong. You was fucking raised. There's no way you can come across my platform and not hear the real. It ain't got shit to do with it's being me delivering it. It's just, it's the practical for me. It's the common sense for me. It's the way that the shit broke down so simple and so real for me. It's the fact that you can't argue with a fuck thing I'm saying because it's true for me. Y'all hoes nuts. Y'all think designer make y'all important and real. Y'all think how much money you done worked up, scammed up, hustled up. What you think that somehow make you solid? That ain't what make a solid person. I'm so glad I like it clicked for me and I woke up because I see people that came from the same place I came from, grew up in the same projects, went to the same schools, had the same educational avenue, and they fucking lost. They lost because they lived their life trying to get the approval of other people that don't stand on nothing, just like they don't stand on nothing. They operate in a space where I'm doing all of this to make people feel some type of way. It's a revenge factor. It's the bullshit for me. I'm so glad I reached the mind space I'm at to raise my. I'll be sitting back like y'all know y'all done see my daughters on my platform. Man, I'll be talking to my daughters. So G, just tell, look, hey, come look at this. Look at her dumb ass. Just look at this stupid ass shit. I want you to understand. Don't ever let nobody little girl you with no pussy ass shit like this. Let me show you something. Let me show you how I grind up this same amount of money doing it. Always use your own mind. If you see me doing some shit, I tell my own kids, if I say or do some shit that don't make sense to your common sense and what you understand about life and what you don't go with that shit. Don't go with that shit. I wouldn't give a fuck who it is. And if I birthed your ass, I pushed you out, I bust this pussy open and your head came out. If I'm telling you, don't go with nothing that even I say that don't make, you better not let a bitch in the world tell you a fuck thing that don't sit right with you.